Hello, you are watching The Garden Corner Show. We're playing around with that fruit tree. We are a show that's crazy passionate about almost everything gardening. We're just, baton twirling our fruit tree. Hey, I want to go over how to prune a fruit tree. And I'm going to take a young tree, this is a year 2 tree, and prune it, but I'm also going to show you a much more difficult tree, a little older tree as well, hopefully, show you how to prune that too. So I can take you step by step by step, but of course if you have any questions, leave a comment or leave a question, and then we can get to you on that. So, but no, this is a year 2 tree. And I've already shown you how to make sure that your pruners are nice and sharp. Of course, it makes it really easy. Here's a trick on a fruit tree. Now, there's different techniques on how to do it, and not every tree is picture perfectly textbook form. So that's why I kind of want to show you young and old as well. But there are some basics that you should know about pruning a fruit tree. It's nothing terrible. Anybody can do this. If I can encourage you, it is very, very doable. But imagine just eating a donut, or a donut, and that's really what we want to do, is take that donut and have it here, and then the center of that donut, there's no center in the middle of a donut. So, because a traditional donut, there's no center. And that's why we want to really kind of prune on the center and then leave the branches on the outside. That's generally how this is a technique that I'm going to show you. Of course, there's other different techniques as well. But that way, a lot of sun penetrates inside and ripens your fruit. And then all you're picking is right on the outside. My big thing too also on fruit trees is this doesn't get too far and too out for you to take care of. Everything is really well maintained and easy to pick the fruit, easy to spray, easy to contain. So our first thing I'm going to do is just prune out this center. Now, this is a young tree, so I'm going to give it some growth. So I'm going to be pruning it about right here. And when I prune, by the way, and Mr. Dave, I don't know if you can get a close-up of this, but there's a bud right here. And when I prune, I'm going to prune this at an angle, just, I want to say a 1/4 inch above that bud. And what I'm trying to do is have that bud pointing to the outside of the tree. That's a big pointer. When you prune it toward the inside, because that's where your next branch is going to go out. So you really want it, like I said, that donut with an empty hole in the middle, everything out. The meat of the donut is on the outside. So that's how we're going to prune that. So away we go. I'm going to take a look here. I'm feeling for that outside bud, and I'm going to cut that. And I'm looking for the outside bud. Cut that, and on the outside bud, I'm going to cut it all the way down here like that. Okay. Now, other things to look out for on a younger tree is anything that's growing toward the center of the tree or crossing over branches. Now you notice this one here, it's just growing straight up. So I'm going to prune that out here like that. And also, I'm going to look on the outside. You notice how this branch right here are crossing over. So anything that cross over each other, I'm going to prune that as well. So, and of course, I'm looking at, I can prune off this whole branch. No, actually, we might as well go to the next step too, is I'm also going to prune it so that I have a trunk here. This is something completely up to you. Small children, like Mr. Trev, he wants to pick some fruit down below, or you're mowing around the outside edge, certainly give yourself some room. So I'm going to prune these guys down below, just completely off. So, oh my gosh, the guy's just he's like a madman pruning everything off. You're not leaving anything. So here I have, now I've got the center going on. I've cut out the middle of center. And now on these outside edges, I'm going to prune it again, because the more branches we have, the more fruit, more bloom we're going to have, and more fruit we're going to have. Of course, I'm also looking at that bud looking for the outside edge. So here we go. Outside edge. I'm going to feel for the outside edge. Outside edge. Come around here. Outside edge. Outside edge. Okay, and then also one more last thing on this tree I just noticed was while I cut this one here, it's really growing toward the inside of this tree. So I'm going to go ahead and just eliminate this whole branch here. So, and that's what we're left with. Ta-da! Now, that isn't everything. Before I plant this, I'm also going to give this a little bit of a root, just tipping the roots a bit. And what I'm trying to do is encourage it to really grow some more roots as well. So that is how we're going to end up. This is how your fruit tree is hoping to end up. Think donut. Okay. So next video we're going to do is we're going to do an older tree. We're going to go over to KT's place and do that. So that's the show of the day. Hope that helps. Hope that was interesting. But here is the quote for the day. It is: see everything, overlook a great deal, correct a little. Thank you, Pope John Paul the 23rd. That's the show. Live your passion.
See me right out of the sunset.